Hey guys, so I'm so glad you're here. We're continuing the topic of lust that we did last week, and I'm happy that you're here to share this with us because it's a real struggle that all of us go through. We're so scared to share and talk about it, and I hope that last week's video really opens up your mind and your thinking towards actually talking about what you struggle with. Whether it's lust, whether it's whatever type of sin it may be. I really appreciate the work that everyone did because they were really open in everything that they said. All of us, we gave really personal stories, and each story touched me in a different way where it was able to allow me to see that I could be open. I could be honest with myself and admit that I have a problem with lust. Because you can't work on something, right? Or you can't fix something if you don't admit that it's there. I hope you enjoy the other two videos that we have for you today. And I'll be back to just close up and just share a few more things with you guys. So enjoy.
Hey, good day everyone. My name is Cordel 29 years of age, and I'm here to tell my story about lust. So, just like a lot of y'all, I would have been introduced to pornography at a very young age. However, I didn't ever feel as though I struggled with pornography at a young age. And I think this is because, as you know, before the internet, we would have had to get our parents' tapes or your cousin's tapes. So I never had that kind of accessibility to it. But what I can tell you is that from the time the internet started to take over and I finally got that access, I really ended up struggling with pornography. You see, it never felt like a struggle because even though I was watching pornography a lot of times throughout the day, months, years, I was still doing well in all other aspects of my life. It was something that was hidden. It was something that you can't see on a surface. It's something that a lot of people struggle with, and there's no way no one would know. I was a great student. I was a head boy. I was athletic. I knew a lot of women. It was not something that you could just watch and say, oh, that guy is struggling. And because of that, I struggled so much with it. I would watch this throughout the day. I would have this just playing while I'm doing my work. I would have this playing while I'm watching TV. I have a separate phone for that same pornography, right? To just ensure that there's no spyware or anything that could come on my phone. I'm telling you, this was a real struggle to me. However, I can tell you today that I'm in a much better place.
Hi, my name is Govia. I'm 28 years old, and today the topic that we're discussing is lust, and I really want to share some of my background and what I had to deal with lust and different things that pertain to the same topic of lust. So when I was really young, I was introduced to pornography, which was like primary school days, like around 11, 12. I thought that was like my first experience with dealing with anything sexual, but when I was younger, to be honest, I had a family member literally do sexual things with me and stuff that I was confused. I didn't really understand what was going on. And the truth is that because it happened, I guess when pornography came along, it just kind of went along with the void that was there. Because I was young, I didn't understand. No, sex is something that is good. At the age that I found out about it or got introduced to it, I did not have the capacity or the understanding to deal with it in any way. And I fell victim to it. See, pornography is like a prison, right? And when you start watching pornography, you don't realize the addiction that it causes. You don't realize the trap that it sets you in. Because being delivered from pornography is like setting somebody free from prison. And in my life, struggling with pornography, I didn't understand how disastrous it would have been. When I reached like full teenage years and 15, 16, like I could not look at girls. I could not even look at my teacher without thinking sexual thoughts. I couldn't tell anybody about it. I couldn't talk to my mom because they would reprimand me or give me licks probably. And I was scared of that. And I was so ashamed. And I knew it was wrong inside. But I wanted to keep watching. I just wanted to fulfill some desire that was there that I didn't know. And it was only as I got older, right, and coming to know Jesus that I realized that sinful desire, right, of lust is our flesh.
right? And I can tell you today that the effects of pornography, what it has done to me, has been atrocious. The same people, my brothers and sisters of Christ, I was watching them and all I could think about is them on a bed. All I could think about is the exaggerated body parts. And I'm talking about people I'm not even attracted to. I'm talking about young girls. I'm talking about old women. And I can tell you all of that stems from me getting into that pornography. The relationship between me and God was very strained. Right? I never felt like I wanted to go deep with God because I knew I wanted to watch porn the next day. I knew I wanted to watch porn on a Saturday, all day. So I never wanted to give that up, I never wanted to really submit my life to God. But I can tell you today, I have submitted my life to God. I have put away that phone, boxed it away, right? Now I do things to ensure that that my mind doesn't boggle or that it doesn't open me up to temptation. Let me tell you an actual true story, right? And this is how, temptation works, right? I was actually tempted and I failed my temptation at the point in time, right? And I was on the phone with my, not fiancé at the point, but my girlfriend at the point in time. And she heard woman in the background because I was watching while I was talking to her. I had the phone away, but she still was able to hear it. And she was hurt because initially she thought, it was another girl. But then she realized, Cordel, are you watching porn when you're on the phone with me? And just hearing the hurt in her voice, because it already made her feel like, am I not enough? You can't talk to me and just have a good time talking to each other. My advice to people who are getting into this step is you really don't want to hurt your girlfriend, your fiancé, your wife to that extent. You really don't want to do that. And I'm telling you, the devil is there for us. The devil is there to attack us. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And he's trying to destroy the covenant, right? He's trying to destroy what we have. I hurt my girlfriend so much by just doing that. And I can tell you, it's not worth it, right? So just try your best to focus on her, right? Marriage, it will come. And in that time, you're not even gonna have a chance to study anything like pornography, right? So just continue going strong and continue fighting the devil on his temptations.
When I got married, yes, people would be like, you got married, so, you're gonna have sex all the time. Like, you don't have to worry about pornography. And truth be told that there was a time where I now got married, and that was the truth. Most likely, I would say that it was because I didn't have the accessibility to it. And there was a point where I searched up something on Google, and I realized, I have access to it. It stemmed where even after having sex with my wife, because pornography had set something in my mind that was so unrealistic, and because you didn't get that, you're still craving it. And it was so wrong, because it's not that I would hate my wife, it's just that I would be like, because you can't give it to me, I'll satisfy myself. And because of doing that, it also brought across different types of sins that go along with lust. I started masturbating, I started lying, because if anybody asked me, I'd lie. I don't want anybody to know. I was ashamed. And truth be told, a lot of what I'm speaking, I haven't told anybody. And when I was at the age of 24, I came to know Christ. Only in that moment, I was able to realize that I had to stop trying to fight the darkness with more lies and sin, which is just more darkness. So I was in a dark place already, and adding more darkness to it. Let me tell you guys why I have a relationship with Christ today. It was because of what he did on a specific day where I was at an altar kneeling down, and Christ just literally said, I love you. And I was like, God, I couldn't understand it, why he loved me, because anybody else who knew my sin, anybody else who knew these things that I'm speaking out to you or aloud now, they would look at me different, they would judge me, they would hate me. And God is there, literally just saying, I love you, I love you. And this is what I want to share with you guys today. He was that light in my darkness. In that time of where I was full of despair and depression and sadness, he brought a joy, he brought a peace, and he brought light to that situation. And that's why today I'm not here to say that I overcame lust, right? I'm here to say that I'm still struggling with lust, and I'm in a better place than I was before. So being married, dealing with lust. I know it may be different for some guys, right? But for the ones that are married and is listening, right, this one's for you, right? One thing that was really hard for me to do was to tell my wife about my addiction, or to tell her what I've been through, because it helps her to understand where I was and where I'm at today. And she's able to understand sometimes of the experiences that we did together intimately. And she's able to understand where I used to come from. So it's basically, my advice to you guys is that be open. Talk to your wife. She is not just somebody random. She is your other half, right? You all are one. Bible says that the two shall become one. So you should not. There are things as men, yes, we have to go to God with it, and we probably wouldn't tell our wives directly. But these are things that some of it you can't share with your wife, because she's there to support you. She's there to honor you. She's there to be that person that can help you get through it. You're not alone fighting this. And persons that are married, I pray and hope that your wife is that person for you. So my advice to you is that lean on God firstly, but know that in that, while leaning on God, there are things that you can share with your wife to help your life be better. So share and be open, right? Stop being what the world version of a man is, and start being a man that Christ has called you to be, right? Thanks. Okay, so I didn't mention this earlier, but I have a son, Zachariah. He's 8 years, and what I would do to allow him not to end up in the same position I did, or to combat lust and pornography and stuff at his age, is I would talk to him, explain to him these things happen, that a man and a woman get together and they do have sex. They teach this in biology. So if you don't teach your children, trust me, the world is going to teach your children. So it's better you sit down with your children and you explain to them in a way that they can understand and receive in that moment. So right now, it's not for me to tell my son about, probably pornography and all these different things. But what I would tell him is explain to him how a man and a woman does have sex. But there's a time and a place for it. That it's in marriage. There's a safe space in that, where it's marriage is where God planned it to be. And there's a time and a place for everything. And I'm teaching him that now. I don't have all the answers. I'm still learning. But my advice to you all is, just as I am doing with my son, and for you all with your children, is educate them in the word and make sure that you bring them up in Christ as well. The Bible says that train a child in the way he should grow, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So we have to start from young. We can't wait till we think they are at an age, because by that time, they've already learned it from their friend or somebody else. So you sit down as a parent and you teach them.
Right now, y'all, I'm getting engaged. Sorry, I'm not getting engaged. I am engaged. I'm getting married. I'm going to be married in about a month's time. Right? And Matthew 5:28 says, "For so whoever a man look at a woman with lust in his heart, he has committed adultery." The last thing I want to be doing at this point in time is committing adultery on my wife. She's a very beautiful woman. She's one of the reasons I really have been trying harder to stop this. She really has been trying harder to stay out of temptation. And I'm hoping that y'all who are in temptation right now could join me. I'm talking to you from a place of goodness. I'm talking to you from a place of being there. And I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting up to today. And I'm hoping that y'all could join me in my fight. Amen.
How's around you?
Welcome back. I know guys, it's really touching. You know, it was really tough even for me to share about some of those things that a lot of people haven't heard. And the reason why I guess each person was able to be open and talk about what they were going through truly in an honest way was because God has given us the strength to do it. I'm personally telling you, 5 years ago, I could not have done this because shame and anxiety and even insecurity would fill me so much that I would not even have been able to get up and sit here and talk to you guys. So this is just to let you all know that you are not alone in this fight. Once more, I will say that you are not alone. Forget what the enemy has told you. Push through every lie of the enemy and run to Christ. in this moment. So whatever it may be that you're struggling with, whether it's lust, whether it's lying, whether it's masturbation, whether it's any version of sin that's in your mind that you're struggling with, all of us are struggling with it. I'm asking you, reach out, seek help, because help is there. And let me tell you something, whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not, He's there, and He's knocking at the door, waiting for you to open it up for Him. Whether it may be Him Himself, Jesus Christ, it's somebody that He can use to reach the gospel to you and help you and show you a light in this darkness that you have been in. My encouragement to you all is that there is light, right? Wherever you are at, there is light. So I ask that you open the door. That door is Christ. So call out to Him despite whatever you're going through. And as many people said in their testimonies, you're not too far gone. So I ask you guys to just reach out, be open, be honest, and be real with who you are. You're human, and we need God more than ever. So I look forward to seeing you all at our other videos that we're going to do. Thank you all for the support. Take care.
Pick up content.
Oi.